Have you ever wondered why our ancestors didn't struggle with the digestive issues we face today? Today, we're going to talk about a problem that most people are too embarrassed to mention, yet it makes life miserable for millions. We're talking about constipation, and more importantly, how to get your lightness and comfort back. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll discover something truly remarkable. You'll see that it's possible to restore your gut health, even if you're 75 or older. And the best part, we won't be talking about expensive pharmacy drugs. In fact, we're going to reveal an ancient paradox. The more modern laxatives you take, the more sluggish your system becomes. Instead, we're turning to a 1,000-year-old secret from a legendary healer who treated everyone from commoners to kings. It's so simple that you can start using it tomorrow morning. But before we dive in, I'd like to hear from you. Please let us know in the comments, how do you usually handle that heavy feeling in your stomach? Do you reach for a pill? Or do you have a natural remedy that works? We'd love to hear your experience. To understand how this method works, we need to step back in time. Imagine the ancient East, a millennium ago. That was the era of the great Persian physician and philosopher, Avicenna, also known as Ibn Sina. He authored the Canon of Medicine, a book that served as the world's primary medical encyclopedia for centuries. Avicenna believed the gut was the root of all human health. He often said that if the roots of a tree are rotting, the branches can never be healthy. Back then, there were no synthetic chemicals. Doctors relied on understanding how the body works in harmony with nature. Avicenna studied exactly why digestion slows down and developed clear rules that helped even the elderly maintain their vitality and a healthy system well into old age. What's truly amazing is that modern science is now confirming his findings. We've simply forgotten these basic truths in the rush of modern life. So let's go back to the source and break down his method, step by step. There's a common belief that as we get older, our digestion is bound to slow down. It's a myth we need to put to rest once and for all. You've probably heard people say that after 70, constipation is just a normal part of life. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Let's talk about what a sluggish bowel actually is. While it's true that our muscles can lose some tone over the years, it's not a life sentence. Nature designed our bodies to be incredibly resilient machines, capable of working perfectly even in our later years. The real culprit isn't the date on your birth certificate. It's our daily habits. We've become used to reaching for a magic pill from the pharmacy, expecting instant results. But those pills only mask the problem temporarily. In reality, they make your system even weaker and more dependent. The ancient physician Avicenna saw things differently. He believed that food and simple lifestyle habits should be our primary medicine. Think of it like a car. If you use low-quality fuel, it's eventually going to stall. Your body works the same way. If you haven't been nourishing it properly for years, it will eventually struggle to function. The first step to fixing this is a shift in your mindset. You have to stop blaming your age. Your gut can run like a fine Swiss watch at 75 or even 90. You just have to give it the right natural tools to do its job every single day. Let's move on to the first and most vital rule from the great physician. Avicenna placed immense importance on water, but specifically the right temperature at the right time. He believed that cold water constricts your internal organs and halts digestion, while warm water does the opposite. It awakens the body's life force. The secret lies in a simple morning ritual that must be done every single day, without exception. As soon as you wake up, before doing anything else, you need to drink water. Aim for about 2 glasses of clean, warm water, noticeably warm, even slightly hot. Not scalding, of course, but pleasantly soothing. Now, why is this so critical first thing in the morning on an empty stomach? Overnight, our bodies lose a significant amount of moisture through breathing and sweat, leaving our insides dry and tight. Warm water gently flushes the lining of the stomach and intestines, washing away any mucus that built up during the night. It signals your nervous system that it's time to wake up and start the engine. The heat helps relax internal spasms, which are common as we age, and softens everything in the digestive tract. It is truly the simplest and most powerful natural laxative in the world, and it's completely free. Try making this a habit, and you will be amazed at the results. The key is not to gulp it down, but to take slow, calm sips, as if you were enjoying a cup of fine tea. To understand how water really works in our bodies, let's look at a simple analogy. Imagine dry, cracked earth during the peak of summer heat. The ground is as hard as rock. If you tried to dig it up with your hands or a shovel, it would be nearly impossible. But look at what happens when a gentle, warm rain begins to fall. The water gradually soaks into the soil, making it soft, pliable, and full of life. The exact same thing happens inside us. When we are constipated, waste becomes dry and hard, just like that parched earth. The intestines simply don't have the strength to move it along. The ancient physician Avicenna once wrote that dryness is the greatest enemy of aging. As we get older, our bodies lose their natural moisture more quickly. This is why we need to intentionally hydrate from the inside out. A glass of warm water in the morning acts just like that refreshing rain. It enters the digestive tract and softens everything up. This increases the volume and makes the texture smooth, so the intestinal walls only need a minimal amount of effort to do their job. Many people wonder why they still struggle with digestion, even though they drink plenty of tea or juice. Here is the mistake. The body treats tea and juice as food. It has to expend energy to filter out the pure water from the other ingredients. Plain warm water, however, goes straight to work on cleansing. There truly is no substitute for a simple glass of warm water to start your day. Avicenna's next key principle is all about how we eat. You've likely heard the advice to chew your food thoroughly 1,000 times, but do you know why it is the absolute secret to ending constipation? Avicenna taught that digestion doesn't start in the stomach. It starts in the mouth. It's a simple truth we often forget. Your stomach doesn't have teeth. When we swallow large chunks of food, we create a massive problem for the body. These pieces cannot be broken down properly. They sit in the stomach like a heavy weight and then move into the intestines, essentially raw. That's where the trouble begins. They start to rot and ferment. This process creates gas that bloats the stomach and causes painful cramps. Even worse, this fermentation drains moisture from the gut, eventually forming a hardened blockage. To avoid this, you must turn every bite into a liquid-like mush before you swallow. Your saliva contains essential enzymes that begin breaking down food the moment it touches your tongue. There is a wonderful old rule: drink your solids and chew your liquids. Imagine you are eating an apple. Do not swallow until it has become a smooth puree in your mouth. Yes, this takes time and patience, especially if you're used to eating on the go. No, for anyone mindful of their health, it is a vital necessity. Thorough chewing takes a massive burden off your digestive system. Your gut receives food in its ideal state, ready to be easily absorbed and effortlessly cleared out. Now let's talk about what should actually be on your plate. Centuries ago, the great physician Avicenna insisted on including roughage in the diet. Today, we call this fiber. But here's the secret. There's a common and quite dangerous myth that if you have a sensitive stomach, you should only eat soft, pured foods and mashes. The idea is that we are protecting the stomach. In reality, such a diet is a direct path to chronic constipation. Soft food gives your gut nothing to do. Without a proper workout, the intestinal muscles simply lose their tone. Think of fiber as a broom for your body. It isn't fully digested. Instead, it travels through your entire digestive tract, soaking up water and absorbing toxins along the way. As it moves, it stimulates the intestinal walls, triggering them to contract. This process is called peristalsis. Without fiber, your digestive rhythm simply grinds to a halt. Avicenna treated these conditions with figs and dates, excellent examples of natural roughage. If you want to put an end to digestive struggles, you need to embrace vegetables and leafy greens. Carrots, beets, and cabbage are your best friends. However, you should introduce them into your diet gradually to avoid bloating. Start with small portions of steamed or stewed vegetables, then slowly move on to fresh salads. Look at it this way. Fiber is like a scrub sponge for your dishes. You can't properly clean a pot without one. Your gut needs that same scrubbing action to sweep away the waste every single day. Let's take a closer look at why relying on modern laxatives, whether they're drops or pills, can actually be dangerous. Many people use these medications for years, feeling as though they can't function without them. There's a common myth that they are perfectly safe and provide a real solution. But the truth is, chemical stimulants act like a whip on an exhausted horse. Imagine an old tired horse pulling a heavy wagon. It stops because it simply has no strength left. If you strike it with a whip, it might lunge forward and go a bit further. But does that make the horse healthier or stronger? Of course not. It only leaves the animal more depleted. That is exactly what harsh laxatives do to your gut. They chemically irritate the nerve endings, forcing the muscles to contract violently. Sure, you get results in the bathroom, but your intestines are left exhausted. Over time, without that chemical whip, they may refuse to work at all. This leads to what's known as lazy bowel syndrome. Your body literally forgets how to do its job on its own. You find yourself needing higher doses, while the effect becomes weaker and weaker. The great physician Avicenna suggested a completely different approach. He believed in feeding and watering that tired horse, giving it rest and natural nourishment. Natural methods don't work as instantly as a pill, but they do something far more important. They restore the organ's actual function. They give your gut back its natural rhythm, its memory, and its strength. In his ancient writings, Avicenna referred to one specific product as liquid gold, and that is olive oil. It plays a vital role in managing age-related constipation. As we get older, our body's natural lubrication in the gut begins to decline. The intestinal walls can become dry and rough, which slows down digestion and leads to discomfort. Olive oil acts as the perfect natural lubricant. It coats the walls of the stomach and intestines with a thin film, making the passage of food smooth and effortless. On top of that, high-quality oil stimulates the release of bile. Bile is nature's most powerful trigger for the bowels, signaling them to get moving. So, how should you use this secret? Avicenna recommended taking it in the morning. The ideal method is 1 tablespoon of high-quality, extra virgin olive oil 30 minutes before breakfast. You can wash it down with a glass of warm water, as we've discussed before. If taking it straight isn't for you, there's another way. Simply be generous with it in your salads, or stir it into a warm bowl of porridge. Just remember the golden rule. Never heat the oil during cooking, or it will lose all its healing properties. Think of a rusty door hinge that creaks and sticks. What do? You apply a drop of oil, and the door opens smoothly and silently once again. Olive oil does the exact same thing for your digestion. Diet alone won't solve the problem if the body remains motionless. The great physician Avicenna once said that movement is life, while stagnation is disease. He noted that those who walk often rarely suffer from digestive issues. And here lies a fundamental secret of our body's mechanics. When we sit or lie down, our gut goes to sleep. Its muscles relax and lose their natural drive to work. Now, the moment we start walking, our core and back muscles kick in. With every step, they gently massage our internal organs. This natural massage literally pushes everything through the digestive tract. Consider the story of a 78-year-old man who struggled with severe constipation. No diet seemed to help until he got a dog. He was forced to go outside twice a day, walking briskly for 40 minutes at a time. Within just a month, his problem vanished completely, without any medication. You don't need to run marathons or hit the gym. A simple daily walk is enough. Walk to the store, visit a park, or just circle your block. The key is to keep a steady, rhythmic pace for at least 30 minutes a day. The movement of your legs is directly linked to the motility of your digestive system. It's a law of nature that no pill can ever replace. If long walks aren't an option for you, there's another fantastic way to get your digestion moving. Proper breathing. You might be surprised, but the way you breathe directly affects how easily you go to the bathroom. Most people today are shallow breathers, using only the upper part of their chest. When we breathe this way, the belly stays completely still. Centuries ago, the famous physician Avicenna encouraged his patients to practice deep breathing. In modern medicine, we call this diaphragmatic breathing, or simply belly breathing. The diaphragm is a large muscle that separates your chest from your abdomen. When you take a deep breath into your belly, the diaphragm moves down, gently pressing against your liver, stomach, and intestines. This creates a powerful internal massage for your organs. When you exhale, your belly draws in and the pressure is released. This rhythmic movement is one of the best ways to stimulate your system and keep things moving. Here is how to do it. Lie on your back or sit up straight. Place one hand on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose so that your hand rises. Your chest should stay almost still. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, gently pulling your stomach back in. Try this 10 to 15 times every morning before you even get out of bed. It only takes a couple of minutes, but the effect is incredible. You'll soon feel a subtle movement or a gentle rumbling inside. That's a sure sign your gut has officially woken up. Let's take a look at a specific remedy from the medical writings of Avicenna. One of his most famous and effective drinks for internal cleansing is honey water. In ancient medicine, honey wasn't just a sweetener. It was a powerful medicine. It has the unique ability to draw in moisture and soften the body's tissues, and it's packed with natural enzymes that aid digestion. The recipe is simple, but the details are important. Start with a glass of warm water. Make sure the water isn't hot, otherwise the honey will lose its healing properties. Add 1 teaspoon of high-quality, natural honey. It is vital to use real, raw honey, rather than the processed syrups often found in supermarkets. Stir it thoroughly until the honey is completely dissolved. You should drink this honey water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Avicenna believed this tonic flushes the stomach, clears away excess mucus, and prepares the digestive tract for the day ahead. To boost the effect, he sometimes recommended adding a few drops of fresh lemon juice, as the acidity helps stimulate bile production. Think of this drink as a gentle morning shower for your internal organs. It washes away the residue of the previous day and recharges the body with energy. Many people, especially as they get older, notice a real difference within just a few days of regular use. Digestion becomes smoother, more comfortable, and much more regular. Avicenna had a fascinating approach to nutrition. He didn't just look at ingredients. He categorized all food as being either hot or cold, and dry or moist. Now, he wasn't talking about the literal temperature on your stove. He was talking about the physiological effect food has on your body. For instance, he viewed constipation as a condition of coldness and dryness. To fix it, his solution was simple. You have to bring warmth and moisture back into the system. So, what does that mean for us today? It means we need to stop eating on the go. Dry snacks like sandwiches, crackers, and grilled meat without any sauce create internal dryness. These foods actually pull water out of your intestines just to be digested. Instead, the foundation of your diet should be warm and hydrating. Think rich, pureed soups or tender stews with plenty of gravy. Warm oatmeal or flaxseed porridge, cooked in water and finished with a little oil, is the gold standard. This texture is ideal for a sluggish digestive system. It glides through easily, doesn't irritate the intestinal walls, and doesn't steal your body's hydration. Let's also debunk a common myth. Many people believe that eating dry bran and washing it down with water is a healthy habit. But for someone older, or anyone with a sensitive gut, dry bran can cause sharp pain and cramping. It acts like sandpaper on your insides. If you use bran, you must soak it in boiling water beforehand until it turns into a soft mash. Only then will it bring you healing instead of harm. You can't talk about the secrets of good digestion without mentioning dried fruits. Prunes and raisins are genuine ancient superfoods for the gut. Even Avicenna often prescribed them to his patients. But the secret isn't just snacking on them straight from the bag. Since dried fruits naturally absorb moisture, they need to be prepared correctly to truly unlock their healing potential. The best way to do this is by soaking them. In the evening, take 5 or 6 high-quality pitted prunes. Give them a quick rinse, place them in a glass, and cover them with clean room-temperature water. Let them soak overnight. By morning, the prunes will have plumped up, infusing the water with their natural nutrients. When you wake up, drink this sweet-tasting water first, then eat the fruit slowly, chewing thoroughly. Prunes contain unique compounds that gently stimulate the muscles in your digestive tract. Unlike chemical laxatives, this method is gentle and works in harmony with your body's natural rhythm. Dark raisins work in a very similar way. For a delicious twist, you can mix the soaked fruit with natural yogurt or kefir. Think of this as a natural tonic you're preparing for your body. It doesn't just solve a delicate problem. It also nourishes your heart with essential potassium, which is incredibly important, especially for those over the age of 60. Another powerful tool in Avicenna's toolkit was manual therapy, or quite simply, massage. The legendary physician believed that external pressure on the abdomen could clear internal blockages. The best part is that you can perform this healing massage yourself, right from the comfort of your bed. It's incredibly simple and completely safe. First, lie on your back and bend your knees to ensure your abdominal muscles are fully relaxed. Place your right palm over your navel and begin making gentle, circular strokes. Now here is the golden rule. Your movements must always be clockwise. Why? Because that follows the natural path of the large intestine. If you massage counterclockwise, you would be pushing everything in the wrong direction, which can actually cause discomfort. Start with a light touch and gradually increase the pressure, but always stay within your comfort zone. It should never feel painful. Continue these circular motions for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't be surprised if you hear some gurgling or feel gas moving. That's a perfect sign. It means the massage is working. For an even better experience, try using a few drops of warm olive or sesame oil on your hands. This self-massage works beautifully when paired with a morning glass of warm water. It's a wonderful routine that wakes up your system and helps your body release what it doesn't need, naturally and effortlessly. We often overlook just how much our bodies thrive on routine. Even the ancient physician Avicenna emphasized the vital role of rhythm in our lives, noting that eating and sleeping should always happen at set times. Think of your gut as an organ that can be trained. It has its own internal biological clock. If your meals are unpredictable, your sleep is irregular, and you only visit the bathroom when it's an absolute emergency, your digestive system gets confused. It simply doesn't know when to work and when to rest. The secret to ending constipation is establishing an ironclad routine. You need to train your body to go at the same time every single day. The ideal window is the morning. Right after you wake up, drink some water. And perhaps try a light abdominal massage. Even if you don't feel a strong urge, go anyway. Sit quietly for a few minutes. Don't force it or strain. Just give your body the time it needs to understand what's expected. It might not work at first, but if you stick to it every day at the same time, say at exactly 8 a.m., your brain will begin to form a new reflex. Within a few weeks or a month, your gut will start waking up on its own at that exact hour. It's a lot like training a pet. With a little patience and consistency, you'll get reliable, healthy results that stay with you for years. Now let's talk about something many people overlook: the profound connection between our brain and our gut. The legendary physician Avicenna was not only a healer of the body, but also of the mind. He observed that sadness, fear, and anxiety could lock up the digestive system just as surely as poor nutrition. Today, modern science confirms that our gut is effectively our second brain, home to a massive network of nerve cells. When we feel stressed, angry, or overwhelmed, our body releases stress hormones that signal our muscles to tighten. This creates tension and spasms, causing the abdomen to become rigid and bringing digestion to a standstill. Your body essentially shifts into survival mode, and in that state, processing food is no longer a priority. This is especially true for seniors who often carry the weight of many worries, whether it's about their health, their family, or the constant stream of negative news on television. All of this stress hits the digestive system directly. In fact, there is a condition known as spastic constipation that is triggered purely by emotional distress. So, how do we fix this? We must learn the art of letting go. Try to set your worries aside, at least while you are eating. Avicenna taught that we should only approach a meal when we are in a peaceful state of mind. Put on some soothing music and focus on positive thoughts. If you feel your stomach tightening up from stress, try sipping a warm cup of peppermint or chamomile tea. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Remember, a calm mind is the direct path to a light and healthy gut. There is a vital physiological secret that's been largely forgotten in the modern world. It has to do with the exact way we sit on the toilet. It might sound funny, but it makes a massive difference for your health. In ancient times, people didn't have high-seated toilets. They squatted. Our anatomy was actually designed specifically for this posture. When you sit on a standard toilet like you're sitting in a chair, your body is at a 90-degree angle. In this position, a specific muscle chokes the rectum, creating a kink that blocks the way. This makes it difficult for waste to pass, forcing you to strain, which is hard on your heart and blood vessels. However, when you squat, or simply bring your knees up toward your chest, that muscle relaxes completely. The rectum straightens out into a clear path, allowing the body to cleanse itself quickly and effortlessly. You don't need to get rid of your comfortable toilet to use this secret. Simply use a small footstool, place it in front of the toilet, rest your feet on it, and lean forward slightly. This raises your knees above your hips, mimicking our natural biological posture. Believe it or not, this simple change in height works wonders, even for those struggling with chronic constipation. Let's debunk another common myth about the drinks we consume daily. Many people believe that strong black tea or coffee helps their digestion and regularity. And while it's true that caffeine can trigger an immediate urge for some, in the long run, it's actually a dead end. Even the ancient physician Avicenna, though he didn't know coffee in its modern form, wrote extensively about the dangers of drying drinks. You see, black tea and coffee are powerful diuretics. In practical terms, this means they flush precious fluids out of your system. When you drink 1 cup of tea, your body may actually lose 1.5 cups of liquid. This leads to a state of hidden dehydration. To survive, your body starts pulling water from wherever it can, and its first target is your intestines. With every cup of strong tea, your stool becomes drier and harder. If you struggle with a sluggish gut, you need to strictly limit these drinks. If you can't live without your morning brew, stick to 1 weak cup. But here is the golden rule. For every cup of tea or coffee, you must compensate by drinking a full glass of plain water. Better yet, swap your usual tea for herbal infusions, unsweetened fruit waters, or simply warm water with a slice of lemon. This keeps the moisture inside your body where it belongs, ensuring your digestion stays smooth and preventing uncomfortable blockages. Sleep and your dinner schedule are 2 more critical factors that directly impact your morning well-being. The ancient physician Avicenna famously warned against going to bed on a full stomach, claiming that sleeping with undigested food breeds toxins in the body. Let's look at the mechanics of why this happens. When you eat a heavy meal right before bed, your stomach and intestines are forced to work during their scheduled downtime. However, during sleep, your bodily processes naturally slow down. Your digestion becomes sluggish, and any food consumed late at night essentially sits there like a dead weight. By morning, you're left feeling heavy, bloated, and perhaps even with a bitter taste in your mouth. In this state, a smooth and effortless morning bathroom routine is nearly impossible. For your gut to function like clockwork, it needs to be free from its night shift. The ideal window for a light dinner is 3 to 4 hours before sleep. Avoid heavy meats, greasy fried foods, or complex carbs. Instead, choose steamed vegetables, a piece of poached fish, or a glass of kefir with a spoonful of flaxseed oil. Give your body enough time to digest before you hit the pillow. That way, your system can finish its work overnight and clear itself out naturally the moment you wake up. Nature has gifted us with many gentle healers. Ancient physicians like Avicenna were masters at using these medicinal herbs. Unlike harsh, over-the-counter laxatives, the right plants are non-habit-forming and work in harmony with your body. One of the best remedies for a sluggish gut is flaxseed. It is rich in soothing mucilage and gentle fiber. The preparation is simple. In the evening, add 1 tablespoon of flax seeds to a glass of warm water. It must be warm, not boiling. By morning, you will have a thick, gel-like infusion. Drink it on an empty stomach, including the seeds. This mixture gently coats the intestinal walls, eases inflammation, and encourages the muscles to work naturally. Another wonderful helper is fennel. Fennel seeds are excellent for relieving spasms and reducing the bloating that often comes with constipation. Simply steep a teaspoon of seeds in a cup of boiling water, let it sit, and sip the infusion throughout the day. Don't forget about chamomile. It has a calming effect on both the nervous system and the digestive tract. A cup of chamomile tea in the evening will help relax a tense stomach before you go to sleep. These natural remedies have been trusted for centuries. They may take a little longer to prepare than simply popping a pill, but they treat the root cause of the problem rather than just masking the symptoms. Finally, we come to the ultimate secret of Avicenna's method. This secret can be summed up in one word: consistency. We've become so used to looking for quick fixes. We want to drink a single glass of water or eat one fig and expect years of problems to vanish overnight. But it doesn't work that way. If your system has been sluggish for years or even decades, it needs time to relearn how to function. You have to be patient with your body. The secret to health in our later years isn't found in a single miracle procedure. It's the result of small, simple, daily habits. A glass of warm water every morning, chewing every bite thoroughly. A spoonful of olive oil, adding a little fiber to your plate. A gentle 30-minute walk. Even using a footstool in the bathroom. None of these actions require a lot of money or intense effort. But when you combine them and repeat them day after day, a real miracle happens. Your body remembers its natural rhythm. You'll forget about the heaviness, the pain, and the endless trips to the pharmacy. You'll feel a sense of lightness you may not have felt in years. Avicenna taught that the art of preserving health is the art of moderation and routine. Stay consistent with these small habits, and your body will reward you with health, vitality, and many years of a comfortable, active life. So we've just covered these timeless health principles that have been passed down through the millennia. As you can see, there's nothing complicated or intimidating about them. The real takeaway here is that the secret to perfect digestion isn't a magic pill. It's simply returning to the natural laws of the body. Your gut can and should function perfectly on its own at any age. All it needs is warm water, the right nutrition, and a little bit of movement. Do this, and you'll see how much more vibrant life feels when you're free from pain and that heavy, sluggish feeling. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Remember, your health is in your hands. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up so it can reach others who might need this advice. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of Avicenna's tips resonated with you the most? And what is one thing you're going to try starting tomorrow morning? Stay healthy and take care of yourself.